Hello, peace and beautiful blessings. I'm Jovhannah, the spiritual love healer. Welcome to your May monthly reading. So I'm going to be using my energy oracle cards, which is one of my favorites. Oh my goodness. And Sandra Ann Taylor just created a new, I think it's called Spirit Energy Oracle or something. I don't know, but it's on its way to me. I know. I said no more decks, but you know what? I deserve to treat myself. I've had a rough last few weeks. I don't know if it is the upcoming, sorry, I'm trying to clean some of this stuff off of my desk because Savvy has been sitting here playing, but I don't know if it's just the eclipse season. I don't know if it's that we're moving into, we're in the, I think we are, yeah, we're now in the pre-shadow, the shadow period of retrograde, but things have been shaken up. Some ways it's been very beautiful and beneficial, so I'm not even going to be like, oh my gosh, what's going on, like that. But it's just been intense, okay? And yeah. So, oh, Taurus, don't worry, I got you. Your birthday reading is coming. I'm not going to do you like I did Aries and wait until after your season. I'm going to get it to you really soon. My baby just celebrated her Taurian birthday, so shout out to all of the Tauruses. Happy birthday. My mother is also a Taurus. Her birthday is in May, so that's coming up. So I have a couple of announcements while I am here. So I don't know if I have shared this, that I have another channel, Spiritual Love Tarot. And initially that whole channel, site, domain, all of that was intended to be just a tarot journal for myself. But as I'm sitting down to Spirit is calling me to read more, right? There was a time in which it was like, okay, you need to take a break, but now it's like, no, you need to start reading. People need guidance. So I am going to start weaving back in the monthlies. I'm also, my schedule is changing. I have a new thing that's happening that I have not announced yet, but that means that I will have limited time. So I will not be doing energy healing sessions for a while. If I do the sessions, they'll be part of like the Spiritual Love Healing Circle. So if you're part of the Spiritual Love community, there will be opportunities to join me for healing sessions like that. I may from time to time do some group healing sessions and we'll post and share about those. They may be free or paid. So I also will have very limited coaching availability, very limited. So I decided to open up more space for readings, which is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so changes are coming. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'll still post readings here and things like that, but I will be just focusing more on promoting my services as a reader in general, and continuing to like share my tarot journey as well on my Spiritual Love Tarot YouTube channel, and also have a Spiritual Love Tarot Instagram, which is all things tarot. And I made it because I didn't want to like overflood my personal Instagram with tarot stuff. So there's that. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. I'm using the This Might Hurt tarot deck. I said I wasn't going to use it while I'm studying, but I am, because what better way to like study a deck than to use it in readings. So I'm using this as my main tarot deck. Again, the energy oracle cards. I cannot wait for my deck to get here. Ooh, it's been a while since I've got a new deck. Actually, you know what? I ordered 3 new decks. I got the Before Tarot. I think I got the Everyday Witch Oracle, which is one that I've wanted a lot. Llewellyn had a sale, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. And then the Sandra Ann Taylor's new Oracle. So my collection has grown. So I'll be using this to like read into the energy. We'll dive deeper into it with the tarot. And then I have my favorite clarification deck, which is the Life is Like a Board Game Tarot. I love this deck. This deck is so simple, but the messages are so clear. Like you cannot miss the message in these cards. All right, so let's look at the energy of May. Again, this is just a general overall reading. So if you were attracted to this, then there is probably something here for you. If it does not resonate fully with you, that's totally fine and okay. That just means it probably was not for you. So what is the energy of May coming up for the collective? And I'm just tuning in to like just the global energy. Looking at May 2022, really feel, okay, well, apparently there's a lot because a lot of cards just fell, so give me a second to collect. So one of the cards that did come out was Archangel Michael. I am going to keep that card, and let me take a look and see what's going on here. Actually, I think all of these. Okay. That's a lot of cards, but we're just gonna kind of speed through this. So I feel like there is a need to really ground yourself. You might have had or have a lot of possibilities coming up, and you are not sure what to do when that happens. Like your energy may be scattered. And this again could be scattered energy. You're trying to do too many things. You're trying to take advantage of too many opportunities. Sometimes you need to scale down in order to get the clarity that you need to move forward, right? You got to check one thing off. You got to go to step A to step B to get to step C. Sometimes we can't just jump to step C or try to do A, B, and C all at the same time. Like sometimes you need to focus. So choose what it is that you need to focus on if you are feeling scattered and overwhelmed. For others of you, it's time to take advantage of these opportunities, but there's something holding you back. Some past hurt, maybe in the past someone played you, or maybe you played yourself because you weren't believing in yourself. I don't feel like this is necessarily someone else's energy. I think this is yours. Like you may not believe in yourself enough to take advantage of the opportunities that are coming in. With all these cards, we may not even need tarot. And this comes because you need to love yourself. You need to tap into your fourth energy center, into your heart chakra, pour on the self-love. You really need to get to a space of really believing in yourself, believing that you are worthy and deserving of these things. Because when you're coming from a space of love, you're coming from a space of wholeness, you are able to tap into the abundance that's all around you. So here we have the door to value. We have happy family. This is what I like to call living abundantly ever after. This is when you have what you need in life. You have the happiness, the abundance, the joy, the connections, whether it's actual family or not, whether this is a relationship or not, or whether this is just friends or your soul family, or you're feeling at home within yourself. That the key is to really go within and really focus in on self-love. Again, a lot of you are in your heads too darn much. And I think that's where that grounding energy came in at. It's like your awareness is everywhere. It's all outside yourself. You are focusing on the past. You're focusing on other people. You're focusing on something that you should have did differently. And you are starting to identify with the things that you perceive as failures. And this is where the deceit is coming in, because you're playing yourself, because you're not anchored in. And it's so funny because something told me to put this on. So this is a rose quartz pie stone. The pie stone itself is oh God, so many things. It represents, where the circle itself is a sacred symbol, right? And it represents wholeness. It represents oneness. It represents unity. This is right, the cycle. Everything is cyclical. And this is rose quartz. So something told me, like, get this, like, we need love. And we do. Like, you got to anchor yourself into loving yourself. Anchor yourself into the belief, to the feeling, to the truth that you are love and that you deserve love and that you can give yourself the love that you need. It is time for you to fully embrace who you are and love on yourself. It's time to get out of your head, take off the masks, right? It's time to let go of the past, the things that you feel, the ways that you feel like that you hurt yourself, the ways that you maybe were not committed to your goals or to your dreams, the way that your shadow self might have been running the show. It's okay. It's okay. I promise you, it is okay. You have the opportunity now to anchor into self-love so that you can walk away from this energy. It's time to walk away from feeling like you played yourself. It's time to walk away from feeling like you're not good enough. It's time to walk away from the labels and the mistakes and all of the other ways that you are labeling yourself or limiting yourself, so that you can step into the abundance, to the beautiful life that is waiting for you. It's time to walk away. It's time to walk away. You've fed yourself with enough negative energy. I feel like with this yin and yang card, it's asking you to start feeding yourself with more positive energy. If you have been sitting still because you don't know where to go, or you're waiting for a sign, or you're waiting for guidance, sometimes that sign or that guidance does not come until you take action, right? Yin and yang, it's the duality, it's the passive, right? The waiting to the receiving. And it's also the active, the taking the action, the going forward, the fire energy, it's the movement. So you really need to, and that's what the self-love comes in, right? It's about balancing out your divine masculine and your divine feminine, making peace with your making peace with your shadow self, integrating those parts of you that said, I didn't show up for myself. So you don't have to beat yourself up for that because you said you were going to work out and you didn't. Now you get to know, like, okay, I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to keep lying to myself saying that I want to be this fit and healthy person, but I'm not getting up to go work out. I don't want to keep lying to myself saying that I want a healthy relationship, but I'm too afraid to open my heart or to express myself to another partner. So I just don't. I settle for, these one-sided relationships, these, friends with benefit situations. Even though that doesn't truly make me happy, it's not time for that anymore. It's time for you to really come to a place of alignment where your heart, your mind, and your spirit are taking action towards the things that you really want. You're no longer sitting thinking about it. You're no longer holding yourself back because of the failures that and the traumas and the pains that you've experienced in your past. You're looking at those things and saying, I see you, but I no longer have to identify with you. And I also love that first chakra energy card was Archangel Michael, because we can call him in to help sever those unhealthy connections, sever those unhealthy ties, and call in his divine protection, right? He's also the Archangel of travel. So oftentimes, like when I'm in my car, I'm like, all right, Archangel Michael, keep us safe, keep us protected, but he can also get you where you need to go. So if you're like Archangel Michael, I'm standing here, but I want to be there. Can you help me travel from point A to point Z? Can you help me along this journey, protecting me, leading me, guiding me? He can do that as well. So that in itself was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see what the tarot has to say. I really feel like that was enough right there. But let's see what comes up for the month of May 2022 for the collective. Spirit, what messages do you have? Yep, same message. We've got the Five of Cups. You have been lamenting about the past. It's time to move on, right? Standing there looking at those cups that have spilled over is not going to help. But you know what's so ironic about this card, right? These cups are not broken. There is an abundance of water flowing right here. So how easy would it be to pick up the cup, dip it in the water, and refill it? But instead of taking action, you're continuing to look at the fact that, oh shit, I knocked these cups over. Damn, the water spilled. Everything's messed up. But when, in reality, look at that beautiful green grass. It requires water, right, to live, to thrive. So maybe it didn't work out for you, but it worked out the way that it was supposed to. So what are you going to do? Are you going to continue looking at the relationship that didn't fail, looking at the idea that you had that you never took action on, looking at the things that you did 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago when you didn't know any better, and you're continuing to judge and beat yourself up over them? No, it's time to allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to release all of that shit. Because the more that you hold on to it, the more time you're going to spend here looking at it, right? This is being stuck in the past when there's more right here. You can easily turn around and say, okay, but this is what I do have to work with. These are the things that do bring me joy. This is where I can source my energy instead of trying to source your energy from what's not there or from what once was but no longer is, right? It's time for a change, right? This energy is in the past. So that means it's time to let it go. And here we have the Chariot. Here we have the Chariot. Look at the difference in the energy between these two cards. This one is mopey and sad. The sky is kind of like, dim and dark. They've got the hoodie on. Just even their posture is like, woe is me. But here, you know how much confidence you got to have just to stand on top of 2 motorcycles? Like real easy and breezy. And look at the bright sun behind her. This is straight up drive and determination and willpower. You have this energy within you, and you have to tap in deep within past this in order to access your flame, your inner fire, your will, right? Because then and only then are you able to decide what path you're going to take, because you can't ride 2 motorcycles. I mean, I'm sure somebody probably has tried it. I probably wouldn't recommend it. But then you get to pick which path do you want to choose. But you can't pick as long as you are reflecting and still crying over the past. And I know that it hurts, right? It definitely hurts. But healing does not come like this. Healing is an active thing. The healing begins when you say, okay, yep, those 3 cups, they're gone. I could try to salvage it. I could pick them up. Look at the stream right there. Like I could fill them back up. Or I can just decide that, you know what? I'm just going to walk away. I'm going to take these 2 cups and I'm going to walk away. Healing is an action thing. It's not just a thing where you sit and you wait until you feel better. A lot of people think that's how healing works. Healing don't work like that. Healing is about you picking yourself up when you feel like shit. Healing is about getting up when you're like, I'm not even hungry. I don't have an appetite. I'm so stressed. And you decide to nourish your body. Healing is deciding to go for a walk when your emotions are all awry, just to shift the energy that is happening within you, just to change things up for yourself, right? The healing begins when you move out of this stance. The healing begins when you walk away, whether it's you decide to refill these cups and try to give it another try, or whether you decide, you know what, I'm done with that. I'm going to take these 2 cups and I'm going to move forward because there's more there. You can cross this bridge, right? It's lighter over here. There's a little more light in the sky here. The grass is a different color green. It's a different energy. But as long as you continue to stay right here, you're not going to move. You're not going to heal. The more that you fixate on the things that you feel are a problem, on the things that you feel that you lost that hurt you. Grieving is it's a process. So whatever you have experienced, I'm not trying to negate it, but what I am trying to say is that it's time for you to tap in and decide how you want to move. And for a lot of you, that tapping in comes from being compassionate with yourself, nurturing yourself, because what you probably did here was give a lot of energy and time and resource to someone or something that was not able to reciprocate, that was not able to pour back into you. Whatever that you were giving your energy to, it wasn't for you at that moment in time. That doesn't mean that you can't revisit it. That doesn't mean that things can't change. But what it does mean is that this right here is not working. It's not serving you. So Spirit is telling you to get up, dust your shoulders off, hold your head up high, back straight, and stand up tall because we got you. You just need to decide where it is that you want to focus, and you can't do that if your head is to the ground. You have to look up, look around you, step outside of this energy, step outside, take an outsider's perspective. One of the things that I like to tell my clients, especially within a relationship, is like, okay, right? Look at your relationship from the standpoint of a financial transaction, assets and liabilities, debts and credits. When we take our emotions out of a situation, sometimes we can see like, wow, like this really ain't shit. But because we are so emotionally invested in it, it's hard for us to see. So we stay in this energy like, look at all my hurt emotions. Like, why aren't you're hurting my emotions. Why? Right? Because we're so fixated on the pain that we have felt. But when we take our emotions out of it and we're looking at it from a different perspective, it's like, oh, this really isn't giving what it's supposed to give. Now I get to decide what direction I want to go in. And for a lot of you, you're choosing yourself. You are choosing yourself. The energy of love is coming up very prevalent. The energy of self-love is coming up very prevalent in this season of life, in this month of May. Oh my goodness. You know what? I just realized there are a couple of like challenges. So I do a lot of like tarot challenges for myself, right? For fun and just for whatever. So there's a May self-love tarot challenge. And then there's another one that focuses on like relationship boundaries. So how aligned is this? It's time for you to give yourself the love, the compassion, and the nurturing and the caring. Those are all like very Taurian things. The nurturer, the comforter, they want the luxury, the food, comforts, all of that. It's time to give that to yourself. Stop worrying about this. Focus on this. There's nobody there but her. And just imagine like when you're sitting at the beach. And notice there's all this water, right? Water represents emotion. She's got the full moon there, so she's tapped in. Stars, ancestors. Spirit is speaking, okay? There's a lot going on. but she's focused on this right here, right there, what she can control, right? Knowing that if ever she needs guidance, she can turn around and like tap into the water for more, right? For more guidance, for more insight. Focus on what you can control. And usually that's only us. You can only control yourself. You can only manage your emotions. You can only do what you can do. Give yourself so much love and grace in the month of May, okay? That is what is coming up. I want to see if there's any other message coming out here for us all. And this was beautiful because like I said, like there's a lot of people are struggling in various ways right now. And I think that there's definitely something going on energetically within the cosmos. I have not gotten into the astrology. And then we have the Page of Pentacles that talks about developing trust and manifestation. You have to learn to trust yourself again. A lot of why you're still here in this Five of Cups energy is because you don't trust yourself to make the right decision. You don't trust that you can move forward because you're not believing in yourself. And again, this is where that Queen of Cups energy comes in, where you are tapping into love, loving and nurturing yourself, being very gentle with yourself, pouring on the self-love, not letting your emotions control you, but really paying attention to where are they taking me, and is this a good place for me to go, and knowing what tools and resources you have available to shift your emotions. For me, one of the main things that I go to are like essential oils. I also go for walks. I try to move my body, and like doing tarot readings makes me happy. So like anytime I'm like with my cards and I'm doing a reading, like I just come alive. So using your tools, and know that this is going to take time. This is not going to be an overnight thing. Be gentle with yourself. This Chariot's not really moving forward yet. She's still like balancing, trying to figure out which way do I want to go. But she has the power to direct. She has the power to say, I want to go this way, or I want to go that way. But you get to do that when you're ready. Be gentle and patient with yourself right now. Develop the trust within yourself and start to pay attention to signs that things are working for you. So if love is an issue for you, having relationship trouble, pay attention to the people that do love you. Pay attention to the different ways that love shows up in your life. Oftentimes, and I think I posted about this on my Instagram today, the card of the day, Two of Cups, another energy of love. And it really was focusing in on self-love. A lot of times we can be so focused on having romantic love, right? Being with someone else, that we forget about all the other people who love us, all the other ways that love shows up in our lives. So just be mindful of that. Make a list of the ways that love shows up in your life. It can be something as simple as, the way that you care for your skin. It could be your parents, nieces and nephews, your coworkers. Maybe somebody brought you something to lunch, or somebody sent you something that just made you feel good. Like, pay attention to all of the signs that are letting you know that you are loved, that it is safe, and that all is well. You've got this. Focus on loving yourself, and you're going to see massive transformation in your life. All right. I love you, and have a beautiful, beautiful month ahead. Peace.